Hello everybody, I'm Chef Jeff from Smith's. Today we're going to be making steak fried rice, which is a variation on ham fried rice, which I love to make. I'm going to give you a few tips to make your fried rice experience a lot more successful. There's a couple of things that are important to keep in mind. The first thing is have your rice previously cooked and maybe even cooled off. So if you have rice for dinner one night and have a bunch of leftovers, keep that rice and you can use it for a fried rice later on. The next thing is to have a good wok, a good large pan. If you don't have a wok, it's okay. Just make sure it's a large pan. Non-stick or whatever, just make sure it's nice and hot on high heat. So have your hood going over your oven if you've got that, because you're going to create a lot of smoke, but that's okay, we're cooking here. Okay, so my wok is hot, my rice is ready. We're going to put egg in there to start. Having all of your ingredients ready to go and right in front of you is going to help you as well, because this happens really fast. The first thing we're going to do is our egg. I'm going to throw in my wok some butter, and it's going to smoke, but that's okay. It'll stop here in just a second. So my butter's going, and then I'm going to add my egg. And this happens very fast as well. We don't want to cook the egg too far, just enough to where it starts to come together. And it happens right about now. See how fast that works? So I'm going to get my egg out of the pan and save that for later. Next thing is going to be steak. Now I'm going to use a skirt steak. If you've ever heard of skirt steak, it's a flat steak. Use skirt steak, use flank steak. Those are probably the two best options, I would say. So my pan is hot and still smoking, so we're good. I'm going to throw in some canola oil. Use a neutral oil like canola or vegetable oil so that they don't burn on you. And so in goes my steak. And it's going to sizzle. Spread it out a little bit. Salt and pepper it. And then let it sit for just a little bit, because then it's going to start to brown. I'm going to go ahead and turn this one off, because in this pan over here, I've got my steak already done and it's brown and it's looking good. I'm going to go ahead and give it a stir. Next thing I'm going to do is add that rice that's already been cooked. I'll go ahead and get that in there. And then I'm going to stir it, and then I'm going to let it sit for just a second, because I want to get a little bit of color on that rice. And that's perfectly fine to let it kind of brown on the bottom of the pan. Perfectly normal, perfectly fine. Again, this is all happening very fast, so you got to be on your toes. Okay, so the next thing that's going to go in our pan are all of our flavorings. I've got a few that are going on here. Right here I have sesame oil. I'm going to go ahead and pour that in there. I have oyster sauce, which is, you can find in the Asian aisle at your local Smith's. It's kind of a sweet and salty combination of flavor. It's really, really good as far as the balance of sweet and salty. So that goes in there. And then of course, fried rice needs soy sauce, so that's gonna go in as well. And then we're gonna put our egg in there. I'm gonna go green onion, and then peas. And my dog barking, but that's okay. All right, and so then at this point, we're just gonna stir, and just stir, and just stir, and just stir. And it all comes together, looking beautiful. My mouth is watering because I just love fried rice of any kind. And this way, when you add steak to it, it becomes more like a meal rather than a side dish, which I really love in this case. So you could just fry this up and have dinner ready in 10 minutes easily. Okay, and so really guys, once that rice is warmed through and all the flavorings are mixed in, you are done. There's nothing to it. So let's get it on our bowl here. Look how good that looks. See if I can get as much of it on the counter as I get in the bowl, right? Just totally fine. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and garnish it with some green onion and some sesame seeds. You can find all these ingredients at your local Smith's. Thank you for watching. Thank you for shopping, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.